All right, guys, so you find yourself with a major repair and you have no money. What do you do? So in today's video, let's talk about the options that we have as owner operators or lease operators. What do we do when we have a major repair and we don't have the financial means to pay off that repair? So let's get into it. So option number one, which I recommend to do, the first thing you do is obviously try to pay for it via your credit card. You don't want to be dependent on anybody. You don't want to ask for anybody for money. The first thing you want to do is call your credit card and see if they will extend your credit. You'd be amazed how far these guys are willing to go to give people credit. Okay, so number one, pick up the phone, call your credit card company, ask them if they are willing to extend you the credit. Again, this is probably if it's $4,000, $3,000 repair bill, $5,000 at most. If it's more than a $5,000 bill, I really don't see the credit card company extending your credit that much, but you can definitely give it a try. So that's the first thing that I would do. The second thing that I would do is I would contact the finance company on the truck, okay, or your broker. So a really good broker, and this has only been introduced to me in fairly recent. We work directly with banks. We don't work with brokers, but a good broker will be able to help you out in the situation. So if you contact your broker and let him or her know your situation, when I mean broker, I mean the person who was in charge of your financing. Okay, so the person who did your financing, the person who got you the lender, you should be able, on your lease agreement, it says who the lender is. You should be able to contact them and tell them your situation. So see if they're able to refinance your truck, or the least that they can do is they can postpone payments for your truck. It'll take you about 3 months to get back up on your feet after a major repair. So you want to give them a call, you want to talk to them, you want to explain to them the situation that you've gotten into a major repair, that you need, you're going to be paying for this repair, but they really need to postpone your payments for about 3 months. And most lenders out there, they will do that because the last thing they want to do is have you in default and come repo your truck. That's not what they're into it. The repair finance companies, they're in it for a whole different game, and I'm not going to get into that in this video. But your actual, the company that financed your truck, they want nothing more than for you to finish your financing. And if you are in a jam, they are most of them will help you out and try to help you to get out of the situation. So definitely you want to contact the financial advisor, or you want to contact the lender who financed your truck and ask them for help. The next thing I would recommend is to talk to the company that you're at. So here we have a lot of owner operators, and sometimes they do get into a jam where they have a $4,000 repair bill, a $5,000 repair bill. I've seen 7, 8 with engines. I mean, I don't get into that. If an owner operator had needed $30,000 for a new engine, or $25,000, I wouldn't get into that. I think that's what the finance companies are for, and I think you would get approved for a rebuild through your lender. But if an owner operator came to me and told me, listen, Ronan, I needed I had to replace my turbo, an $8,000 bill, a $7,000 bill. I mean, if it's a Volvo, the prices are through the roof. If it's a Cascadia, then that bill would probably be a lot less than the Volvo. But either way, we're talking about a major repair, and there's no warranty left on it. The driver needs to cough up between $4,000 to $7,000. I would help out a driver in that situation. I would put it on our company credit card, and then I would do installments for the owner operator. For the lease operator, the same thing. So if it's a lease operator here, we would definitely help them out and put the repair on our bill, and then we would kind of break the payments down for them. And then the last option that we have is you can borrow from a friend. So I like this option. You can really test out who your friends are. Not when everything is nice and dandy, not when everything is beautiful, but when you're actually stuck in a jam. And when you ask somebody, hey, can you help me out? I'm in a jam right now. Can you help me out with a small loan, and see how they react? It has happened to me in the past that I had to, ask for a favor and ask for a friend of mine to give me some money. And I think that, if you have anybody that you can approach, that would be a good option. Just don't forget, to pay them back on time, to pay them back, in a reasonable amount of time. If it's 2 months, if it's 3 months, if it's 4 months, If somebody's giving you a personal loan, your first priority should be to pay off that loan first before you do anything else, especially when it's coming from a personal friend. And then lastly, we do have another option. So I've heard of this in the past. So what drivers do is they refinance their truck. So what they do is they basically go to a new lender, they give them the balance left on the finance agreement with your old finance company. And what they do is they basically refinance your truck, taking into account the repair bill. Your truck is worth $50,000, okay? So if you can submit your documents and they see that you only owe your finance company $20,000, so your asset is worth a lot more than what you left to pay on it, then they would refinance you the truck at $35,000. You would pay out the old finance company the 20, you would keep 15 for yourself, and then you have your truck, your new lease agreement with the new finance company. So you can either approach your old finance company to do that, or you can take a new company to buy out the old company to give you more. Basically, it's refinancing your truck. So that is also an option. It does take a little bit of a longer period of time to do that, probably about 2 weeks to be on the safe side from start to finish, until they get your credit app, until they get all the information about your truck, until they actually do the formulas to see if you have any equity left in that truck. So you should be able to tap into that equity. That could be another option for you. So in my videos, I talk a lot about financing and interest rates, because 90% of the time when I look at lease agreements, our hardworking truck drivers are getting taken advantage of. My heart drops when I see finance agreements and drivers being charged between 12 to 18% interest fees. I have created a link below. Whether you're a Canadian driver or an American driver, with a click of a button, you can make these finance companies compete for your business. It's a simple form that would literally take you 20 to 30 seconds, but you can save thousands of dollars. Once you hit submit, this form is going to go to 4 different lenders. Let them compete for your business. So there you go, there you have it. There are your options. If you have a major repair, if neither one of those 4 options work, there are pamphlets out there of financing your repairs. I mean, I would recommend to stay away, exercise these 4 options first, or 5 options first, before you finance your repairs. When you finance your repairs, people can put a mechanic's lien on your truck. The interest rates are through the roof, and they do have the ability to come and repossess your truck if you miss a payment or you skip a payment. So beware, and hopefully you don't find yourself in the situation, but if you do find yourself in the situation, at least you know what your options are. So I've actually made a video, I think it was about 15 minutes long, about why you should not finance your repair. But I know that sometimes we can get into a situation where there really is no other options. That is the only option. The reason I did this video was I want you guys to exercise the first 4 or 5 options first before you finance your repairs through those pamphlets. The setup cost is through the roof on those pamphlets. Their admin fees, their interest rate fees are just abnormal. Another thing that you can do is you can do a payment plan with the shop that you are getting the repair done at. So there are a lot of shops out there. They're more of the mom and pop shops. They're less of the the big major shops. But if you have a shop that you've been going to for years, that shop would give you a comfortable payment plan on the repair. So maybe they would ask you, you got to pay for the part up front. So if they're paying $2,000 or for the part, they would ask you to pay for the $2,000 up front or on your credit card, and then the remainder of the balance, the labor charges, they might break it down for you into 4 or 5 payments, maybe over 2 months or 2.5 months. So exercise that option also. The mom and pop shops are more known to do that, and they will work with you, especially if you've been going to the same shop for years. Okay, and then the last option that you want to do is finance that repair, and I've done a whole 15-minute video of why you should not finance your repairs. I'm going to link it down below. It's 15 minutes about what rights they have when they have a mechanic's lien on your asset. Okay, whether you're financing, if you're not financing, either way, that mechanic's lien supersedes any other lien that's on that truck. So drivers beware, and I'm Ronan, and I'll catch you in the next one.